So since your feet meant to adjust itself constantly to the terrain that you're walking on, throughout evolution we developed so many little joints inside your foot that if you add up the number of the joints in the foot, it equals all the other joints that you have in the rest of your body altogether. So it's an incredibly amazing device, this foot. It's able to adjust itself every single specific way. Now, just like any other device, if you don't use it efficiently, it will eventually start to break down. Now, since we are forcing our feet into shoes from early on in our modern world, the foot itself, by the time you grow up, deformed quite a bit from its original shape. Now, we're not even aware of this deformation simply because we don't really see very frequently healthy feet. So it's a good choice to spend regularly a little time on your foot. Every single evening, perhaps, when you watch TV, just play around with your feet. Okay, so very simple things you can do is moving your toes side to side like this, just forcing them out. Try to see how far you can move them before you start to feel any kind of discomfort, and you will realize that they're actually much more flexible than you thought. So try to play around with them every different direction. See how much you can flex them, how much you can extend them. Try to go through the full range at every single little joint in there. Experiment with that, because these toes would be making all of these moves regularly if you are not wearing shoes, and if you are walking in the savannas, or if you were walking barefoot in forests. So just play around with your toes with every single joint and see how much range do they have. Try to see if you can move them the opposite direction, toes beside each other. Just keep playing around with them. Nice and gently. You don't want to hurt yourself, and your joints are not used to moving such ways, but over time, more and more time you spend with them, more you're gonna able to start to move them and have a better sense of every single little toe. So eventually you're gonna be able to move even your little toe by itself, which most people have zero sense of. So also you can use a simple device like a wrench, and you can start to feel if you find any kind of sensitive spots in your feet anywhere. Now, you don't need to go too harsh on the wrench at the beginning. Just feel if you find any kind of soft spots on the edges there that are sensitive. You can also experiment on the top of your foot first. Just move around with your fingers. See if you find any kind of spots which are particularly sensitive. If you find a sensitive spot, just massage it for yourself. Okay? None of the tissues around your feet should be sensitive, by the way. If you find sensitive spots, keep working on it. Keep applying a little bit of pressure. Give yourself a little tiny massage. You can also use heat and ice back and forth, and keep focusing on the area till the pain goes away. The inside of your sole as well, you can just try with the wrench, nice and gently, moving the wrench down, and feel if you find any kind of special weird spots. You can also just simply use your hands and massage your feet and see if you can pinpoint anything that's a little bit more sensitive than normal. Normal is basically not sensitive at all. So play around with your feet, give it some time, it deserves it. It's a quite amazing device. It allows you to run, to walk, have fun in life. This was On the Feet.